stop saying I have to stop saying Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for even giving me like the opportunity for like to show you guys one of my videos. And if you're not new here, thank you for watching another one of my videos. It means so very much to me, and I really appreciate if you guys subscribe and like this video. And so today's video is gonna be a makeup one. So I haven't done one in such a long time because I still feel kind of like scared to do my makeup on camera, because I feel like it never comes out well. But I'm actually really happy with how it came out today and with how like my foundation came out today. So I really hope for the best when I'm editing the video. I say it later in the video, but if you're just watching now, if the foundation looks a little bit too light, it's because it is a first impression too. So I use a new foundation and I had to order it online, so it's really hard to like match yourself online. And I didn't want to mix it with another foundation because I wanted it to stay solely with that foundation, just so it's like a complete first impression of it. I didn't want to like mix it because then I changed the formula. Okay, so today's video, if you guys read in the title, it's gonna be about how I get the most flawless foundation I possibly can. This is what works for me, and these are like tips and tricks that I use and that help me. And besides that, it's also a first impression of the Lorac primer. This is the Pro Skin Glass Skin Primer, and it's also a first impression of the Lorac foundation. So this is the Soft Focus foundation. And if the color is a little too light, it's because I ordered it online. But from what I see in the mirror, it looks pretty well. So hopefully it looks like that in the camera. But besides that, guys, let's get into it. So I did the fastest eyeshadow that I possibly could, because the main purpose for this video, I wanted to be like focused more on the face than anything. So I just like did my eyebrows really fast, did my shadow really fast, and just popped onto lashes. The lashes I'm wearing are actually from my website that I started the beginning of this year. This is like the packaging, they're not in here obviously, and these are the ones in Ames. So I'll link my website down below, so if you guys want to check them out, these are the one in Ames. So first, I think like one of the most important things for you to be able to achieve like the most flawless foundation that you possibly can is obviously like skincare. Skincare plays a really big role in that. So although like you can try your best to like I don't know, like do the best flawless foundation, like your skin comes first. So I do like a lot of skincare. I love to do a video, so if you guys would be interested in the skincare that I do, then I'd love to make a video for you guys. Just like comment that down below. But like more like towards makeup wise, this is what I do to try to achieve the most flawless foundation. I actually haven't used either of these. Like I said, I got them today, so I don't know how the color is going to match, but I'm hoping it does match so it can look good. But okay, so for starters, so I always like to go in with obviously my primer first. I'm gonna be using the primer Lorac for the sakes of this video, because I'm using a new, like trying this out too, so my first impression of it. But usually I use the Urban Decay All-Nighter, the All-Nighter face primer. For the sakes of this video, like I said, I'm gonna be using the primer, the Lorac primer. Gosh, it is so cute. It looks so pretty. So I'm gonna be going in with my primer first. Oh my god, it feels so soft. Okay. One thing that I like to do when I'm putting my primer on is, I don't know if you guys can see, but I try to put it right here around like my lip area, because I feel like that's the place where I tend to crease a lot. So I always try to make, oh, it's not in here. I always try to make sure that I put primer there. So this is so soft. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, and then I also tend to crease around my nose, so I'm gonna put that here. Just make sure it's there. Okay. But I'm not gonna put this on my forehead just because I tend to get really oily on my forehead. So another thing of also like making sure that your foundation is as smooth as it possibly can be, or as flawless as you possibly can get it. Oil also plays a factor for my foundation personally. So if I'm like really oily, then obviously my foundation doesn't look flawless, it just looks oily. So a thing that I do is, where I get oily, I like to go in with the Professional from Benefit, and that's mainly just like on my T-zone area, but mainly like right here on my forehead. So that's where I'm gonna put the primer. A lot of hairs. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I get really oily like right above my eyebrows, so I'm gonna make sure it's like just all over my forehead. And then whatever I have left, I'm just gonna put on the top of my nose, because I tend to get oily here too, and like a little bit. Another thing that I do, I don't do this all the time, but when I like really want my foundation to just not get oily, not crease, nothing, I like to go in with a powder. So I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder. This is the best powder that I have ever used. I have tried various powders, like I've tried like the ones that are just like white, so just like the same powders that are white, and then I've tried like banana powders. I have the one from Jeffree Star, and then I've just tried a bunch. This one by far has been the best because it's not completely white, it's like a tan. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a tan. And the Shape Tape, I don't know if you guys have used the Shape Tape concealer, is really amazing. The Shape Tape powder is very amazing too. Like, I love it. So it comes with like a little fluffy thing. So I just like to like put it where I usually get oily, and then I'll put it around where I usually crease. So like I said, I crease a lot around my like mouth because I smile, I don't know, but I crease a lot around here. So I put that there, and then I do crease, not crease, but I get oily on my chin and on my forehead. Okay, so I personally like to just like brush it off like with a clean brush. I like to just like take it off. Okay, so after that, that's when I finally go in with my foundation. Like I said, sometimes I'll go in with the setting spray, but that's all depending like on your preference. During the winter, like I really like my foundation to look really dewy, and so that's why I do that mainly too. But obviously, like if you're not like dry, then probably skip that step. Oh my gosh, the packaging on this is so cute. This is so pretty. So like I said, I'm going in with the Lorac Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade 9 Medium. I'm really hoping it fits, but we will see. I don't know why I shook it. Are you supposed to shake it? I feel like nothing moves in here anyways. I feel like it's a little bit too light, but we're just gonna go in with it, and then hopefully like my powder will like even it out. So we're just gonna go in with it just because I really want to give my first impressions on the foundation and on the primer. So for the primer, I can already say that just like going on with that before my foundation is really smooth. It feels really nice, and you don't need a lot. Like you guys saw, I just put like one dot here, and that was like enough. And they weren't even like big dots, they were like just like little drops. So that I like, but I want to see how like my foundation sets in with it. So next step, when I'm trying to get my most flawless foundation, I don't like to go in right away with like the beauty blender, because I feel like it just doesn't look as nice. So first, I'm letting it sit too long. So first I like to like brush it on my skin. So I'll just grab like a foundation like brush, and I like to do this first. I like to do sections just because it dries. I know I let the other one dry too long, but and another thing is I don't like to damp it anymore. I realize that it just makes a huge difference. So I'm gonna go in with the setting spray to wet my beauty blender. And this one is the Fix, but with the like, it has like Gold Plus, the Fix Plus, but with like gold sparkles in it. I know that's a lot, but that's gonna be enough for the whole foundation. So, and then I just like to press it in. So it's actually not that off now that it's like in good. It all depends too on like how much coverage you want, but when I'm doing like my most flawless foundation that I'm trying to do, I do like a lot of coverage. So that is why like I try to cover as much like as I can without it getting like cakey. But if you guys want to use like less product, like that's completely up to you. It all depends. So on your forehead, I don't really like, even though I want like full coverage, I don't really feel like your forehead needs that much coverage. It all depends on you, like on how you want it as well. But I just feel like for my forehead, like I don't need that much coverage. So I'm just gonna go in with like the little bit that I have left. Don't really know like how this foundation will go throughout the whole day, but so far like it's looking really nice. I think it applies really nicely, and like I said, a little bit goes a long way. So that's a really big pro too, because you don't need a lot of product to get that full coverage. Okay, so now that I pressed it all in and everything, I do feel like I went a little overboard with concealer here, so I'm just gonna use whatever's left on the brush to put foundation right here. Okay, so that's how I apply my foundation. Now we're gonna go ahead and go in with concealer, because concealer plays a really big part on obviously like your whole face too. So I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Light Medium. Yeah, I think the foundation fits pretty good. I was actually gonna use a darker concealer just to like even myself out, but I think the foundation fits pretty good, so we're just gonna stay with the one I usually use. So I'm gonna put some here and then bring it out here. Something that I did notice is that if you're like a person who creases a lot around your eye, probably this much concealer is not good. You should probably go in with like probably a little bit less. I feel like that would be best. But I'm gonna show you guys how I set under my eye too, which also helps me not crease there. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer around my lips, because I feel like that's where I mostly crease, and I feel like concealer helps me. So we're gonna let under your eye just sit for a little bit. So first we're gonna blend out everything on your face. Everything on your face, everything besides your eyes. Okay, so now I'm gonna do under my eye. I'm gonna use the other side of my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna spray a couple more, because I haven't sprayed it on the bottom. It's just at the bottom. A huge thing is that that has helped me is I used to kind of go with my beauty blender, and like even though like it's a sponge, so you're supposed to press down, I would kind of like drag it, and what has helped me a lot is I don't drag it, I just press it in. So pressing in the product is gonna make your foundation look better, because it's not gonna look all like I don't know, like how you swipe and it looks like that. It's just gonna like press into your skin, which just looks so much better. So after I do that, I go in with the side that had the foundation, and I'm just gonna go over just where like I brought it down, just so it doesn't, to blend it together, so it doesn't look like I just went from like my foundation to like my concealer. So I just like to blend it out around here, and then like that. And then I'll just press it in one more time, just for if it creased while I did that. Okay. Now this is where this plays a huge role for me, because this is what has helped my concealer not crease. So with the damp beauty blender, I'm gonna grab some, it looks like this, so sometimes it's a little hard to grab it. So I do like to just pour some out so I can use it. And I'll press that in. So I have noticed that for me, my concealer does not crease as much, or honestly like not at all, when I use a damp beauty blender to apply the powder. So that's also another tip that has helped me a lot, is the damp beauty blender when applying the powder. Okay, and then with the same powder, I'm gonna go ahead and put it around my mouth right here, because like I said, this is where I crease a lot. So I'm gonna put some right here and a little bit right here. And like with everything, it's really big to just press it in. Like don't like go like this, just press it in, because that will make a huge difference. And I'm gonna put some on my forehead and on my nose. Okay, so a huge thing for me, like I said, for my foundation to look as flawless as I can is this powder. I don't know how well it'll work for you guys. I really hope if you guys try it, it works as well for you as it does for me. But this has been like a game changer for me. Besides everything that I'm doing, like everything else has also been a game changer, but I feel like this plays a really big role. So this is a setting powder that helps me a lot. Okay, but we're done with the setting powder because we've used enough. After that, I'm gonna go in with my powder. So this is just like another foundation powder. I just go in with a little bit of this just to set like around my whole face. So this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder in medium golden. So this is the color that I use, the shade that I use. And then just with like a brush, I'm just gonna grab some, and then like with everything else, you're just gonna press it in. And then my forehead. Okay, so now that's done. I'm still gonna let this sit for a while because this is like a huge thing. I used to crease under my eyes so much until I started doing this, so this is what has helped me. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit more, and while we let it sit, I'm gonna go in with some bronzer and my blush. So I like to use this contour stick from Wet n Wild. I usually do this before I put the powder, but I completely forgot that I was gonna use the stick and not a powder. So so we're just gonna use the powder because I like to put it before my powder because it's like it's easier to blend it for me. This is from Lovecraft Beauty, so hopefully the mirror's not. So I'm gonna go in with this one. I'm gonna mix them actually. So I go in with the brush like this. It's like slanted. This is the brush from Morphe. It doesn't have the brush like number on it, but it's from Morphe. And then I like to pat it in first, and then that's when like I try to blend it in. And I do put some on my forehead. Now we're gonna go in with our blush. Okay, so this one did break, but this is the Morphe blush palette in the Warm Master, so 8W. And I think this is my favorite blush palette that I've ever found, so me personally, that I've ever used. This one did break, but I didn't even use this one anyways. These three are the ones that I use the most, but as you guys can tell, this is like my favorite, my go-to. So we're gonna go in with this one. So I'm just gonna use a blush brush, and I do love my blush, so this part is like completely up to you guys on if you guys like it this much, but I do go in with quite a bit. I like to smile. I feel like that makes it easier. So with my blush too, I like to press it in first, and then I'll go in and like blend it out. And then I do put a little bit on my nose so that I just go like this. And whatever's left, I like to put it on my forehead. Now finally, we're gonna brush that powder off from our eyes. So with the clean brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off. So I'm gonna go in with my MAC highlight. This is the in Soft and Gentle and the Mineralized Skin Finish highlight. Okay, I know I kind of did bring it down a little bit too much, but another thing that I noticed is if I don't want to look oily, I don't bring this down too much because that makes you look oily in my opinion, like in my personal experience. I feel like when I bring it too low and I'm like oily, it just makes me look more oily. So I would just keep it probably up to maybe here. I know I brought it down a little bit too much, but that's what I like to do. And then I like to just grab a little bit and then put it a little bit above right here, just because so it doesn't look just like a harsh line where you put your highlight. I still get kind of scared to do my makeup videos because I feel like I need to improve more, but I feel like I've mastered how to make my foundation last as long and look as flawless, so I was really confident for doing this video. And yeah, so I hope everything comes out good. And most of all, I hope this like helps you guys, because it's been really hard for me to find something where my foundation looks good all day. So I really hope that you guys benefit from these tips as much as I do. The next step, now that I finished my eyes, the next step for foundation is I go in with a setting spray. So usually I've been going in with the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray, but just because of the fact that like I don't want to get dewy today because it's really hot outside. A lot of these products, I feel like the products that I use today are not like very cheap. Like the Lorac foundation wasn't that cheap or anything. So I do want to do a video where I do maybe the same things but using drugstore products. So if you guys would be interested in that, I will definitely do that. But anyway, so now I'm gonna go in with my setting spray. Yeah. I feel like I spray a lot, but it's really helpful. And then, okay, this is like another game changer for me. I got this fan on Amazon, and I feel like using the fan after I use the setting spray has been very helpful for me to make my makeup last. So, what is that? I got this fan off Amazon. I think it was like 12 bucks, but I don't really remember, maybe 20. 3 settings, so it has like not that fast, that's the one I was using, and then like super fast. That's pretty much it. That's what I do to achieve like the most flawless foundation that I possibly can get. Those are the tips and tricks that I've used for quite some time now and that I've learned like throughout the whole way. Some of it was from videos that I watched from other people, and then some of it was just like things that I like figured out as I went. So like I said, like not everything works for everybody. Everybody has like different skin types. Their skin is different. Some foundations might work for them, some don't. But this is what has worked for me in specific, and I really hope that maybe at least 1 or 2 or even more of these tips and tricks like help you guys with your foundation and help you guys achieve that foundation. If you guys do try it, I'd love for you guys to let me know and how it works for you. And if you guys have used like other tips and tricks that you guys use for your makeup to make it last and to look as flawless as you possibly can, I would love to know those. I love finding out new tips and tricks. I love knowing more foundations that are affordable, or even if they're not, just that they're like really good. Oh yes, so I also want to do the first impressions of the foundation and of the primer. I put it back in the box. So okay, so first impression of the primer. Like I said before, like earlier, I really liked it. I think it applies so nicely and it makes your skin so smooth. And I also really love how the foundation set on top of it. But I want to see how it lasts all day. But for first impression, so far, really great. I really liked it. I really hope the color fits, because from what I see in my mirror, it fits pretty well. But I don't know how it's going to look in the camera. So hopefully if it fits good in the camera. If it's a little too light, guys, like I said, I ordered it online, which is really hard to order foundations online. But with everything going on, like I obviously couldn't go to the store and try a sample or anything. So I just like took a leap and I just ordered it. I think it fits really well, so hopefully in the video it looks as well as I think it looks. Okay guys, well I'm pretty sure that that's it. Hopefully I explained everything pretty well. This is like my first time explaining like step by step what I do for anything, honestly, in my makeup. So hopefully I was able to get my point across pretty well, and hopefully I explained myself really well. If anything, I'm gonna link all my socials down there, so down in the description, so you guys can like message me on Instagram, and if something didn't make sense, I'd love to explain it more. But hopefully I did pretty well in explaining it. I'll also put down all the products that I use down in the description, just for if you guys like don't remember, or I didn't even like say it in the video, it'll be down in the description. So every product that I use. I'll also link the website for my lashes and the Instagram for my lashes, so you guys can check those out if you guys like to. These are the ones in Ames. Yeah, but besides that, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end, and I really hope this helped you guys, and I really hope you guys try these tips and tricks. It means so much to me if you guys take the time to watch my videos, and I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.